If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And leave us a comment. We love hearing from you.
Hey, it's Michelle from Fabrications, and here we are for our next video for the quilted bag sew along. So we, in the last video, quilted our panels, and I now have my panels quilted. So you'll see I've got lining on one side, and I've got my exterior on the other side, and I've got foam in the middle. You may have batting in the middle of yours, depending on what you chose. We are going to cut out our pieces out of our quilted panels, and we're going to cut any binding or other fabrics that we need to cut for our particular pattern. So for my pattern, the Stitch and Stash tote, it gives me very clear instructions on what I need to cut. I'm going to start with cutting my binding first. So I'm going to do two different types of binding. One is going to be the exterior binding that you see, and the other is going to be the lining bindings. I just want it to look a little different than the pattern calls for. So this is what I'm going to use for my exterior binding, and so I need to cut some strips for this. So most of the binding is going to be straight grain binding, which is you cut in the direction of the grain on the fabric. Your pattern may indicate that you should cut bias binding. You will need bias binding if you need to go around a lot of curves or really exaggerated curves. This pattern just has very gentle curves, so it doesn't have you cut bias binding. And most of the binding is on like a straight part. So luckily, making straight grain binding is much easier than making bias binding. It's a little faster because you just cut strips along the grain of the fabric, and you don't have to cut on the bias and connect those pieces together. So for this fabric, I do need to cut. I don't need to cut width of the fabric, but I'm going to cut that and then cut down my pieces to the correct size. The exterior binding needs to be 2.5 inches, and I'm going to be using this lovely tool called a stripology ruler. It has slots in it at even intervals, and it allows you to really quickly cut strips, and so I'm going to use that. So as you can see, my stripology ruler is not the same width as my fabric. So I do fold my fabric down in 4 so that it is much more easy to cut. So you'll see this is folded in half, and then I fold it one more time nice and evenly, and then I place it underneath my stripology ruler. You can use a regular ruler as well for this step. I like to use the stripology because it's super fast, and I just need to line this up. Okay, so I've got my rotary cutter, and I'm going to cut my strips. So this pattern has you cut 2 different sizes of strips. You're supposed to cut 2.5 for the exterior binding and 2 for the interior for the most part. So I've got some lovely strips cut there, nice and even. And now I need to cut those down into the 16.5 inches that I need. So I'm just going to get this ready here. So I should, I think I might need one more strip cut because I need 5 of these. And I think I'm only going to be able to get 4 out of these 2 strips. So I am going to, so you see I just cut my, I've got 2 of my 16.5 inch strips. Now your pattern may call for different amounts, so please look at your pattern. It will have pretty clear cutting instructions for you. It's there to tell you what exactly you need. Yeah, so I am going to need to cut another one. But it is really important that you're checking your measurements and making sure that you are cutting exactly as the pattern indicates. So I've got 2 strips. Now I'm just going to quickly use my ruler here because I just need to cut the one strip. If I was cutting multiple strips, it would be nicer to get the stripology out. Okay. Okay, one last one. Sometimes I like to use this smaller ruler when cutting smaller pieces because it's not as huge as my bigger ruler, but sometimes you do need to use that bigger ruler. Okay, so I've got my exterior strips cut. Now I'm going to cut my interior strips. So I'm going to use a different fabric. I'm just using a quilting cotton. The reason I'm not using this fabric on the interior is because it is actually canvas and I don't want it to be as thick on the inside, so on the binding. So I'm going to use this fabric instead. Now I probably should have ironed it so it's nice and smooth, but I didn't do that. So I'm just going to make sure it's smoothed out for me. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to use my stripology ruler. So this one, I'm pretty sure I need 2 different widths. I need 2.5, and I need 2. So I'm going to cut 2, 2.5, and then I'm going to cut, I think, 2 2-inch ones. Okay, so I've got my 2.5 there. Those are for my gusset bindings, and then these ones I need to subcut down into smaller individual bindings. So often you will have a diagram here that shows you the fabric and how you subcut it down. So the easiest way to do that, like so for the width of fabric strips, you just cut your width of fabric. But then you got some ones down here that have subcuts. So what you do for that is you just cut with the fabric and then you cut those strips down into smaller portions so that it's less work for you. You don't have to measure out each little piece on your big piece of fabric. It's much easier if you subcut down. So I've got my 2-inch strips. So I'll subcut these down and have them all ready to go. So it is also a really good idea, once you have all your pieces cut, especially for your binding and anything else you need to cut for your bag. So I do need to cut a pocket and I need to cut a mesh pocket. And so it would be a really good idea to take a little piece of paper, write on them what they are, and then attach them to the strips so that there's no confusion later on when you go to sew your bag together. So once we have our strips cut, we need to cut our panels down. So I'm just gonna set aside my ruler there. So this pattern did break it down to 2 different panels so that it's a little easier to cut, to quilt those big pieces. It's a lot to have to quilt in your machine. So it's really nice that they broke it down for me. So, but now I need to cut my bag pieces. Pattern. So of course your pattern is going to give you a diagram of what you need to cut, and all of these patterns for the most part do not have pattern pieces printed out that you use to put on your fabric and cut. Most of them are measure and cut patterns. So what that is they give you a dimension for the pieces you have to cut, and then you take a ruler and a rotary cutter, for usually a rotary cutter because it's much easier to get nice straight lines than scissors, and then cut those down. So for this panel, which is the smaller one, I've got to get the bag front, the front zipper pocket, and the back slip pocket out of it, and I need it to be okay. And I'm going to align it how it has it in the pattern so that I make sure that I am cutting it in the right direction. It is really important if you have a directional fabric that you're cutting these pieces so that they are the correct orientation, so please be aware of that. Luckily my fabric's not directional, but if you do have directional fabric, that's something that you need to be aware of. So I'm using this big ruler here. It's a 20.5 by 20.5 square ruler. I find it's really handy for cutting big bag pattern pieces. Because sometimes you have really big pieces and you want a bigger ruler, or a bigger ruler makes it a little easier for you. So I'm going to be using that, but you can also just use your two rulers to cut this out. So I'm just going to line that up on my pieces here. And I'm just trying to decide where I want to put it on my panel. So how I use this ruler is I line it up and cut basically two sides of the pattern piece. And you want to make sure that you've cut all the way through. It's a little thicker than normal. It is a really good idea here at this step to double check that you are cutting the correct measurements because you won't have a lot of extra fabric left over of your quilted panels. So if you do make a cutting mistake, you may have to get more fabric and re-quilt a panel. So just make sure that you are definitely cutting the right measurements. So there we've got my first pattern piece. And oh, that looks really good. So I'm going to continue to cut all of my pieces using my ruler and my rotary cutter. And then what I'm going to do is once I have all my pieces cut, I'm going to stitch around them with an 1/8 of an inch seam allowance just to lock all those quilting stitches in place. And it also, if you're using foam, it squeezes your foam down a little bit more so that when you are sewing your bag pieces together, it's not as thick. So, and you can just use a basting stitch, so like a 4mm or a 5mm stitch length all around the outside of the bag, the pattern piece, to just lock everything in place. So I'm going to continue to cut out all my pattern pieces. And next week we will start sewing them together and talk about how we put the binding on. So we'll see you next week.